Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's Damon. Sorry for the layoff, for basically the temporary hiatus. I was busy. I had stuff to attend to in general, in personally. So yeah. Uh, so now I told everybody, and I basically meant that I want to finish the Rebooking SummerSlam series before the end of August. So, but always make sure that it fits with my Rebooking WrestleMania series, which you can see in my playlist there. So that's up to you. For right now, let's worry about SummerSlam 2017. But before we get there, where was I basically, in 2017, especially what was the state of movies in that case? Like my life basically was progressing slowly and slowly but surely. So that was one thing. In terms of music, I'm not gonna do this because honestly, I feel like I'm out of the loop in terms of music. And honestly, most of music, I feel like Abe Simpson, what's cool, basically, wouldn't say it scares me. I would say what's cool in music, it scares me the fact of how crappy music can be nowadays. But let's talk about movies, especially in the summer. What movies were there? Because I mentioned, I think, in one videos and past video of mine, it said to me, usually, I feel like the quality of movies during the summer is indicative, or very indicative, of the quality of the movie throughout the whole year. And what movies were there that basically I can remember from 2017? Well, there's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. As much as I can rant about James Gunn in the DCU, I will give the guy flowers because in terms of the MCU, because the Guardians of the Galaxies happen to be one of my favorite superhero movie trilogy of all time. And there's a thing why I think it's the most surprising one because we expected nothing of the Guardians of the Galaxy. We expected a um, Misfits team up, and look what happened. The problem with this is like with many actors or many movies, because one hit, you do one hit, so therefore you don't need to grow as an actor. You just need to do a variation of that character. I mean, Bad Santa was a hit, and for a long time, Billy Bob Thornton just did a variation of that character for a long time. I mean, Johnny Depp played a weirdo in Jack Sparrow. For a long time, he played basically a variation of that role. Trying to see what else. Like many people, like in terms of actors, like a moment they hit this, they did the same variation. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, though it's a success, but it's like I love roles when he's doing outside the norm, like Tropic Thunder, Collateral. But often it's Tom Cruise being Tom Cruise as an action star. But Art of Galaxy worked for everybody involved. Like Chris Pratt, he was good, like basically as a doofus, but protagonist. Drax stole the show, and Guardians of the Galaxy to me, Volume 2, people say the weakest, but if it's the weakest, I don't care. I really liked it. I really love it. So that's one movie I remember from that year. For people from my area, there's Bone Cup, Bad Cup 2, which was good, but wasn't as good as the first one. The first one, I think, like, is ageless. The second one, it's like kind of aged quickly. It's to me the same thing as Anchorman to Anchorman 2. So that's on this. Now, what other movies came? Alien Covenant. Oh yeah. I actually like Prometheus, but Alien Covenant to me is just as much insulting as Aliens 3 was to Aliens. You kill off the protagonist, the first one, in the Alien 3, they didn't kill off Ellen Ripley, but they killed off every other protagonist, which is still very insulting. Then, look in this. Uh, like that movie was like it felt good. It had a good twist at the end, but honestly, Fassbender's a line in that movie that cannot take seriously, and it's just so damn hilarious. So yeah, that pretty much stalled any Alien movies beside before Alien Romulus. What a movie were there in 2017 in the summer? I can remember that. Wonder Woman. Like Wonder Woman was a damn good movie and still one of my favorite superhero movies. Hey, two of them the same year. of my favorite movies. And Gal Gadot was excellent as Wonder Woman. I still maintain she was greatly cast as this. It just so happens that Wonder Woman in 1984 sucked. And rather than fix it, Warner Brothers decides, hey, we're just gonna reboot it. Which is basically their strategies. If it sucks, so let's reboot it. Rather than say, hey, it sucks, let's fix it. I do know that was the one that 2017 is also the 1 year where Tom Cruise actually had a flop with the Mummy, uh, which let's be honest, I just want the Brendan Fraser one. It doesn't need to be a serious movie, so yeah, those are movies I can remember from that year. But other movies, I mean, that was the year that basically Transformers with Michael Bay, even that didn't get a big, wasn't a big hit at the box office, so nothing was sure. It was Despicable Me, in which case, I mean, Trey Parker played the bad guy. I think he played the bad guy in Minions in Monsters as well. Was fun. Wasn't like transcending. It was fun. The Despicable Me Minions movie, they're not great. They're just fun. There was Spider-Man Homecoming that year, same year. And Tom Holland really kicks it as Spider-Man. He actually got better as an actor as Spider-Man. But I'll be honest, I thought Michael Keaton played a damn good bad guy. And he played it to me as a reverse of Batman. That's how I always view it. He plays it as a reverse of Batman. Like he's Adrian Toomes is not rich. He's a working man. Uh, Basically, he doesn't have any rules to protect his family, whereas Batman has rules. Like many different things. Like, but there's still a variation of Batman because he's still a flying person. Basically, this and yeah, and you use guns unlike Batman. So yeah, they were War of the for the Planet of the Apes. I'm sorry to say, but to me, War the Planet of the Apes reboot trilogy is the same thing as in Dunes. As in, there are very good movies, but I don't see why people are adoring those movies. I just like them. Dunkirk from Christopher Nolan, one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movie. It's one of my favorite Christopher Nolan's movie, yet it's in the bottom of Christopher Nolan movies, which says something, but it's very good. It's an hour 40 minutes. It goes by quickly. Atomic Blonde. Here's a movie we don't talk enough about. Man, is Charlize Theron's a badass. And the whole movie is her kicking ass and taking names, and I love to see an Atomic Blonde too. So, whatever movie I remember from that summer, I'm trying to see. Looking at the list in terms of August. No, that's pretty much it in terms of summer. So now, what about the summer of WWE? I mean, back in the day, back in 2017, which is nearly 10 years ago, oh boy, the time goes by fast. Jinder Mahal was WWE champion. Universal champion was Brock Lesnar, but it's barely on TV. How about Basic Tag Champions? The Bar. The SmackDown Tag Champions. It's a great feud between the New Day and the Usos. How about the IC Champion? The Miz. By the way, a guy who should still be, in terms of Miz, should still be treated with more respect than he is right now. U.S. Champion, AJ Styles. Went for Women's Champion on Raw was Alexa Bliss. On SmackDown was Naomi. And it was a weird phase of Roman Reigns practically in every sense of the way a heel, but they treat him as a face. Braun Strowman's over as a big time face, yet they treat him as a heel. Because they couldn't get it through their head. And Samoa Joe's just there. Samoa Joe wasn't buried that baby, but was misused. So when I heard this, oh, he's been buried. No, he's not. He's just being very much misused. But he wasn't the only one. Now, I'd rather basically rebook this SummerSlam. And yeah, how would I rebook it? Well, first, on the pre-show, you can have Jason Jordan team up with Matt Hardy to take on the B team, or the Miztourage, which is Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. And you could have Jason Jordan actually pin Bo Dallas to win. Now on the main card, because I don't feel like having a card of basically giant a giant length. I just want basically 12 matches around-ish. And if it's not, then put them on the pre-show. How would I start off the card? Uh, I would start off the card with a mixed tag match. With Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch versus Rusev and Lana. I would have Sami Zayn and Becky Lynch pick up the win over Rusev in around 7-8 minutes, which is perfect time for an opening match. Then for the Intercontinental title, The Miz defends against Jeff Hardy, which I think they had a match on Raw was damn good. I would have that match being on the pay-per-view. And for the IC title, and Miz wins cleanly via a second skull-crushing finale. Then, the third match of the evening, you would have for the Cruiserweight title. It'd be a scramble. Neville versus Akira Tozawa versus Mustafa Ali versus Enzo Amore versus Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak. I would have Enzo going basically like he seems going to win. Basically, he's going to be winning, but Big Cass appears out of nowhere and boots him out of his boots and takes him out. You have Cedric Alexander delivering the lumbar check to Drew Gulak. Mustafa Ali delivers reverse 054 to Cedric Alexander, goes for the pin. Akira Tozawa comes out the rope with a top rope senton, but before he could capitalize, Neville puts him in the brutalizer, makes him tap out, and regains the Cruiserweight title. Fourth match. That was the third match of the card. The fourth match of the card for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. The New Day defending against the Usos. Keep it the exact same way as in real life. Usos win the tag title back there. Then you have Randy Orton versus Baron Corbin. I would have Randy Orton win. It would be like an 8-9 minutes match, keep both of them occupied. But we know that basically it's not the main thing happening. Then, the sixth match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. You have Naomi versus Natalya. Again, like in real life, Natalya wins via tap out to the sharpshooter. Then for the US title, it's title of his career. It's Kevin Owens defending against Chris Jericho. And I would have Kevin Owens win the match by delivering a pop-up powerbomb and delivers the walls to Jericho, or the walls of KO in this case, to Jericho. Or the walls of Jerry KO, and Jericho taps out to put over Kevin Owens and leave, because if that's the last time he's going to show up for at least 10 years, might as well just do that. Then, for the tag team titles, you have the Bar, Sheamus, Cesaro defending against Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Like in real life, same thing as in real life, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose win a close match around 12-13 minutes to win the tag team titles. Then, what a match are left? For the women's title, Alexa Bliss will defend the title against Sasha Banks, but also against Bayley in a triple threat match. And I want the Bayley-Sasha Banks rivalry to basically intensify. So it looks like Bayley delivers a belly-to-belly suplex to Alexa Bliss, about to win, but Sasha Banks throws Bayley out of the ring, does a bank statement. Alexa Bliss taps, Sasha Banks win the title, but there's dissension between Bayley and Sasha Banks. It's a 14-minute match. Then, for the Universal title, for the WWE title, you would have Jinder Mahal defend against AJ Styles, and this is where AJ Styles regained the WWE title, because I felt like it's okay to give him a short US title reign, but it's like, hey, I thought it was weird that he was in the US title division, whereas Jinder Mahal was the World WWE title division, which should be the other way around. In this case, Jinder Mahal, despite all the interference, loses the title to AJ Styles. And AJ keeps the title for until November of 2018. Then, in the penultimate, in the other matches, you have Shinsuke Nakamura versus John Cena. It's the match that on SmackDown, and it's exactly the same result as Shinsuke Nakamura win, without having the stupid plex where John Cena nearly lands on his head. And the penultimate match of SummerSlam 2017, you have Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor, and like in real life, the Demon wins around 12 minutes-ish. And in the final match, you have Brock Lesnar defending the Universal title against Roman Reigns, against Samoa Joe, and against Braun Strowman. And knowing that Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and it's a four-way match, I would have Roman Reigns win the title here. Like, Brock Lesnar could regain the title later on that year. You need to do something because this reign was hell of a lot boring. It's like it felt like a hand-me-down title instead. Like this, there's some unpredictability. And if at that time Undertaker was supposed to be retiring, you give some momentum to Roman Reigns. Like if not, it felt like he retired the Undertaker for nothing. So in my case, I would have Roman Reigns win the title. Hey, you could at least you could pin Samoa Joe, so Brock Lesnar is still an asterisk on this list. But still, I feel like Roman Reigns need to end that SummerSlam 2017 by winning the Universal title. So there's how I would have booked SummerSlam 2017. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Catch you guys later. Peace.